Before iPhone ever existed, even before the MacBook, Apple was facing a big problem. Their laptops felt old, they seemed slow, and honestly forgettable. So in 2005, Steve Jobs had to make a very risky decision. He had to throw away the old PowerPC chips and switched everything to Intel and rebuilt Apple's laptops from scratch. And that decision led directly to the very first MacBook, replacing the iBook and PowerBook and starting a completely new chapter. This is the evolution and story of MacBooks. The 2006 MacBook was simple, clean, everywhere. Students loved it, creators loved it, but slowly reality kicked in. The plastic cracked, it overheated, and people started noticing this wasn't perfect. So Apple didn't wait, they doubled down. Still in that year, the MacBook Pro arrived. Faster, stronger, built for real work. Finally, a laptop that could replace a desktop. But then again, the price made sure not everyone could join in. Then, everything changed in 2008. Steve Jobs walks on stage, pauses, and pulls a laptop out of an envelope, the MacBook Air. And just like that, the entire industry stops. This thing is impossibly thin. It feels like the future. But when people actually used it, they realized the truth. Weak performance, barely any ports, sacrificed for the sake of design. Basically similar as the iPhone Air that Apple released last year. But instead of stopping, Apple refined the idea. Later that year, they introduced the aluminum unibody design, and suddenly, MacBooks didn't just look good, they felt premium, solid, expensive. But quietly, something changed. Fixing or upgrading your laptop started becoming harder due to how the laptop was built. Then comes 2010, and now the MacBook Air finally becomes what it was meant to be: thin, light, actually usable. This is the moment some other companies start copying Apple. And just when people thought it couldn't get better, 2012 arrives. Apple drops the Retina MacBook Pro. And once you see that display, you can't unsee it. Everything else suddenly looks outdated. But at the same time, Apple seals the laptop, solders the RAM and SSD, which led to the disappearance of upgrades and lack of control. Then things start to go wrong. 2015 shows us the 12-inch MacBook. Beautiful, silent, one single port, but painfully slow. The ultra-thin design forced Apple to use low-power Intel chips that simply couldn't deliver real performance, and the single USB-C port made everyday use frustrating instead of seamless. And then, 2016, Apple releases the new MacBook Pro with the Touch Bar, which looks flashy but doesn't really add much in real use. And on top of that, they introduced the Butterfly keyboard. It's thinner, sure, but also unreliable, breaking from something as simple as dust getting inside. Instead of improving the experience, it just frustrates people. By 2018 and 2019, MacBooks looked better than ever, but felt worse than ever. Overheating, keyboard issues, dongles everywhere. Apple had clearly lost its balance. But then, something unexpected happens in 2020. Apple decides to walk away from Intel completely and introduces its own chip, M1. And overnight, everything changes. Suddenly, MacBooks are faster, quieter, cooler, with insane battery life. It wasn't just an upgrade, it was a comeback. And because of that, 2021 feels different. Apple brings back ports, MagSafe, fixes the keyboard, and delivers crazy performance. It finally feels like they're listening again. From there, things calm down. 2022 with M2, faster, smoother, but not shocking. 2023 with M3, more power, more efficiency, almost too consistent. In 2024, the M4 generation came, first with the MacBook Pro, then the MacBook Air in 2025. And this time, it wasn't just a redesign, it was a power shift. Anyhow, this was all about MacBooks, and this is just part 1 of the series, and next will come HP. But you'll miss it since you didn't hit that follow button yet. If you enjoyed the video, show us support with your likes.